Hey, welcome to a special edition of the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray. We have an amazing episode for you today. All we ask is about 30 minutes, give or take 20 minutes of your time to give you the top 10 things you need to know to live your best life or start or grow your business. Obviously, we are not in the Rundown with Ramon studio today. If you're a long-time listener, we are remote today at an amazing technology event in Ohio, and I hope your day is going fantastically blessed and well, but we're still delivering the powerful content that you expect for us on the Rundown with Ramon. What do we have for you today? And by the way, if you're listening to us, and obviously you are because you're right here, don't forget to comment, share, or like. Let us know you're here. Spread the word about the Rundown with Ramon. What do you have for you today? One, we're going to talk about a very important topic, the power of forgiveness and surrender. The power of forgiveness and surrender. Number two, we're going to touch on something my friend Jason Pfeiffer, executive editor of Entrepreneur Medium, in his mastermind talks about how to solve your big problems by finding your real problem. We're going to touch on something that's really important here from our friends at Big Ideas for Small Businesses. Tips for starting as an independent contractor. Yes, that's in business, but maybe there's some things that you may need to know different as you're starting out as an independent business contractor. Our friends at Utah Business. 5 business lessons from Pluralsight co-founder Aaron Skonard. So I always love learning from founders who've been there and done that, their struggles, their challenges, and bring that to you. We're going to touch on another important topic here from Forbes, why self-advocacy can help you become an invaluable collaborator, the power of self-advocacy. Another thing that's interesting here, small businesses are going through, and they often go through this. It's worse some days, better some days. Why is inflation so stubborn? Ask your local small businesses. Our friends at smallbiztrends.com, how hope and hunger impact your happiness and business success, from their small business radio show. This is interesting. Shark Ninja wants to take a bite out of new markets. Here's what could be next. Always a timely lesson for us entrepreneurs. 5 challenges every marketing enthusiast should be ready for. And last but not least, we're going to touch on this from our friends at Inc. 8 keys to making customer service a more positive experience. Again, if you're just joining, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, and I'm glad you're here today. We have an amazing episode. Listen, here, one thing I've learned, I must say, from the panel that I was leading recently is the power of mindset. The tactics that we want for business are important. But one thing that all the leaders of today, of the discussion I was leading recently, talked about is the importance, the absolute important and the necessary need for the proper mindset in business. This is absolutely important. What is the mindset that we have in business to get to where we need to reach the goals we want to do? A lot of it's all in our mind, because we can change our mind. We can change what we think. If we change what we think, we can change the way our actions do. And our actions oftentimes are a direct result of what takes place in our mind. It's a beautiful, beautiful circle. So if you've just joined again, thanks for being here on the Rundown with Ramon, where we listen. Our whole goal is one thing and one thing alone, and that's to help you live your best life, help you start or grow your business, move to a new place. And so we have a few tips for you today that are going to help you with that today as we go on, as we touch on our tip number 1 on the Rundown with Ramon. So let's get with it. And thanks for being here today as we get into the Rundown with Ramon. Tip number 1, ding, 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 the power of forgiveness and surrender. Our friends at Brains talk about this. Mitchell Wheeler. Mitchell writes, power, forgiveness, and surrender represent 3 fundamental aspects of the human experience. When we understand and personalize them, they each carry implications for how we see our world and our interactions with it and others. They are 3 words that have completely different meanings and teachings to individuals, but together can introduce a fulfilling and empowering way to journey through life. I want you to ask yourself, do you have the power to forgive? Do you have the power to say, I choose to let it go? Once you can get that in your life and you can decide, I choose to let this go, I would dare say that things will get better in your life. Oftentimes we hold on to things, we hold on to bitternesses, and we think it hurts the other person, but it's not. It's only hurting ourselves. And I think we will only be freer in life when we learn that power of forgiveness. We learn that power of being able to move forward, that we don't have to live the life that we think we have to live. And that's why I always say the power of forgiveness is for all to choose and to set us free. Brains goes on, the writer here is Mitchell Wheeler, as I said. Our society teaches us that having power equals having authority over somebody, but that's not the case necessarily. The true power we have is the choice we have to surrender, to let go in some way, give up or hand over, not give up in a bad way, and then forgiveness. We don't have to go around living angry at someone because of what their perceived or their actual thing they did to us. We can choose a better path. We can choose to forgive. That is the true power. And again, if you're just joining, my name is Ramon Ray. Thank you for those engaging little emojis on the Rundown with Ramon. Let's keep moving forward. Ding, 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 ding. How to solve your big problems by finding your real problem. Jason Pfeiffer touches on this. And I like what he says here. Sometimes we think the problem's X. Maybe the problem is Y. Here's what Jason Pfeiffer writes, because here's the thing. When we can't find a solution, it's often because we're trying to solve the wrong problem. For example, a young professional recently came to me with a problem, writes Jason Pfeiffer of Entrepreneur. He works at an advertising agency and his ideas are always getting shot down. He's frustrated, demoralized, and can't figure out what's wrong. Should I just start executing my ideas without asking permission? He asked me. This would be an act of desperation, but he sees no other choice. He believes in his ideas. Nobody's giving him a chance, so maybe he just spends time and money and proves himself that way. To which I said, hold up. The problem is he doesn't actually know what the problem he has is, which means he can't find the right solution. And here's what Jason Pfeiffer, the template Jason Pfeiffer says, I don't have a fill in the blank problem. I actually have an X problem. For example, you're opening up an ice cream shop and customers are not stopping by your ice cream shop. They're leaving the ice cream shop, not coming back. You think it's because your ice cream doesn't taste good. But maybe in reality, it's not because your ice cream doesn't taste good. It may be because the lines are too long. Maybe because you have one customer or one employee in there, one staff in there that's not quite serving the customers the way they want to be served. And so people are not coming back. Always understand what is the actual problem that you have. That is the way to success in life and business, and knowing what the real problem is. Again, if you just joined, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. We are remote today, and I hope you're enjoying the special edition of the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. What's up next? We're going to touch on another important topic, which is tips for starting as an independent contractor. Listen, being an independent contractor, not being an employee, not having that guaranteed money, it can be a bit scary. Many of you are independent contractors, independent solo freelancers. What is that world like? Writes our friends at Big Ideas for Small Businesses. This article is written by Jack Shaw. Tip number one, Jack says, is set up accounting. It sounds simple, but one thing that can, no pun intended, jack you up, pardon me, is not keeping track of the money coming in, not keeping proper track of the money coming out. Number two, cover yourself. Independent contractors also bear full responsibility for meeting their insurance needs. For many, health insurance coverage is their primary concern. So make sure that you have set up the right insurance for your business as you're growing it. So if you need healthcare, you can get it. Number three, says our friends at Big Ideas for Small Business, is the power of getting organized. One thing that will keep you from having a thriving business is not being organized in your paperwork, in your timing, in your accounting, in the other contractors you may work with, in your client fulfillment. Are you organized? Do you have some way to prioritize what you are or are not doing? Honing your necessary soft skills. And I don't like that word soft skills, but it refers to things like communication, reliability, active listening, conflict management, adaptability, and the ever important emotional intelligence. Listen, everybody, I've been an independent contractor, as it were, a freelancer for some time. Yes, I have a team, but the way to success, to build a successful business, is to make sure that you're set up for success as you build your business. If you're just joining, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, and I'm so glad you're here today on this special edition of the Rundown with Ramon as a remote today, not in the Rundown with Ramon studios, and I hope you're still receiving the same good value. 5 business lessons from Pluralsight co-founder Aaron Sconard. This is from our friends at Utah Business. Tip number 1, evaluate trade-offs. What is the trade-off? If you don't do this, what will you gain? Or if you do this, what else will or will not happen? As you're building your business, it's important to evaluate the trade-offs that you're going to get or not get based on the decisions that you make. Number 2, the thing you're building today may end up financing your big idea. So maybe what you're doing today is not the end goal of what you want to do. Maybe it's a transactionary or a stepping stone to something different. Who you are today, what you're building today may be totally different than where it's going in the future. Keep that in mind. Fuel key decisions with data and outside counsel. This is important. Yes, we can have gut instinct. Yes, we can think this is the way it should be done, but maybe there's a better way that it should be done, and maybe we'll only know that by asking others their experience because they've gone on the road ahead, or looking at the data. Number 4, always put the best interests of the business ahead of your own. You may want to do something, but is this in the best case of the business that you're doing? This is important to get advice from Pluralsight CEO from our friends at Utah Business. Balance the health of the company with the need to give back. We all want to give back. We all want to make the world a better place. But let me tell you this, make no bones about it. It's very hard to make the world a better place, very hard to give back to others if you yourself are not set up for success. Ding, 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 ding. That was juicy. I hope that was good. Oh, I had the wrong slide there up. Why self-advocacy can help you become an invaluable collaborator. Ooh, this is important. Oftentimes, the person that we take the least care of is ourselves. And our friends at Forbes are saying, no, that should not be the case. Becoming a successful collaborator requires a variety of skills and values. While attributes like good communication skills and transparency are a given, one trait that is sometimes overlooked is that of self-advocacy. So what does it mean to be a self-advocate? Says our friends at Forbes. First, it is important to understand what self-advocacy is. In the most basic sense, it is being willing to speak up for your own interests and needs. Oftentimes, we put ourselves last. Oftentimes, we're not willing to speak up. Often, it is we who suffer most. But what our friends at Forbes are saying here is no, that has to stop. You should be your best advocate. And I must say, even as we're talking about health and things of this nature, this is important as well. Are you putting yourself first? As we hear often from people, if you're not taken care of, if you're not healthy, if you're not resilient, if your needs aren't taken care of, how can you show up well for everybody else? You can't. So I want you to keep this in mind as we move forward. Ding, 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 ding. As we continue on with the Rundown with Ramon. Why is inflation so stubborn? Ask your local small business. Now, there's some signs that inflation crops up all the time in business. Wall Street Journal is writing about this and saying aluminum and cardboard keep getting more expensive. So do health insurance and wages. Small business owners say these are just a few of the reasons they plan to raise prices again this year. We have death by 1,000 paper cuts, says Reed Baker, president of Supergraphics, a commercial printer in Seattle. Prices are going up. Cost of living is going up all around, and the cost pressures squeezing small business, according to the Wall Street Journal, and their need to pass along these higher charges help explain why inflation has been so stubborn. Your manufacturing plant buying aluminum, buying paper, buying raw materials to put them together to sell them, and those prices are going up. It is a vicious cycle for the small business owner. Larger companies have whole teams in place to anticipate this, to figure it out, to understand the cost structure, and possibly to weather it and spread that out over a large number of clients. But for the small business owner, when we raise prices, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Bella's in the house. in the struggle with us as well. You're exactly right. Thanks for being here, Bella. Glad to have you here on a special segment of The Rundown with Ramon. So, what can we do about it? I don't know if there is any special answer that we can do about inflation, about cost rising, but I think it's one thing I hear often. Do you have the runway to weather the storms that will be in your business? Do you have your lines of credit? Do you have your financing? Are you as close to your customer as you can to serve their needs and let them know that you're there for them? This is an important aspect. Cost structures are going to change. Cost structures are going to be there. The question is, are you prepared for it? Inflation is there, but inflation is not the excuse to say that's why you had to close your business, because we have an obligation to our family, our friends, our employees, our team members. They're counting on us to succeed. What are we going to do about it? Moving forward, again, my name is Ramon Ray, and this is a special edition of The Rundown with Ramon. How hope and hunger impact your happiness and business success. Our friends at Small Business Trends. The guest here on Small Business Radio on Small Business Blends is Alfonso Abawana, who is a physician scientist, a happiness coach, and the founder and CEO of Triple H Project LLC. He's the author of The Happiness Formula. In this interview, they talk about the intricacies of measuring the emotional states and offers practical strategies for fostering hope while mitigating hunger. I suggest you go to smallbiztrends.com to check this out. And some things you'll find out is the aspect that hope can be a direct correlation for our happiness. Happiness is something we can choose to do. Yes, life is going to be difficult. Life will not be easy, but we can still choose happiness. We can still choose a different path. We don't have to stay down in the dumps. It's easier said than done, I know, but it still is quite doable. Again, if you just joined, my name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon, and a special edition of The Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. Shark Ninja wants to take a bite out of new markets. Lesson learned for all of us. You may doing one thing for a long time, but it's okay to switch up things and do things a bit different. Skincare expected to be the company's latest push into beauty, analysts say. So Shark Ninja has been doing what, as I look this up here, best known for blenders and vacuums, is taking a bigger brush to the beauty aisle. Potential new products, as well as the company's added spending and research and development, can open up markets far beyond its traditional business. Listen, you've been doing one thing for a long time in your business. My question to you, is it time to expand? Is it time to do something different? Is it time to enter new markets, to grow and serve customers in new ways? Maybe your brand is solidify in place A. Is it time to expand and go to a different market segment? Just a tip of the day from The Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. 5 challenges every marketing enthusiast should be ready for. Our friends and entrepreneur. 5 challenges. 1, keeping up with changing consumer behavior. This doesn't mean necessarily they're going to buy different things all the time if you're serving them ice cream, selling them cars, serving them podcast microphones. But you should be understanding how your customers' behavior is changing. Number 2, creating catchy and engaging content. Be aware of this. The title of this article, again, is Challenges Every Marketing Enthusiast Should Be Ready For. Creating good headlines. Interesting article. Number 3, measuring ROI. You always want to know what's the return on investment that you're getting from the actions you're taking. There may not be a direct line to money, but you should be aware of what's working and what's not. Dealing with budgets. The budgets of your customers will affect if they're buying and how they're buying from you or not. And number 3, staying ahead of the competition. And I say this with a grain of salt. I don't want you to wake up every day worried about the competition, panicked about the competition, but I do want you to have a healthiness to understand consumers have choice. And if you're not serving their needs, then their choice may not be you. Again, my name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon. 8 keys to making customer service a more positive experience. Our friends at Inc. write this. 8 things we can do to make customer service more positive. Now available 24/7, multiple channels. Do you have a way that your customers can contact you multiple different ways as you grow and if they choose? Number 2, companies find customers based on interests. Number 3, technology must improve the customer experience. There is no excuse to have a bad customer experience with your customers. Technology enables you to do a better job than ever. The customer is in control of the support experience. How they want to be contacted is important to understand instead of forcing necessarily how you want. Maybe you can figure out a way to meet their needs in a variety of different ways. United Airlines does this. You can now reach them out via Twitter, via text, or phone. Pretty cool. Customer service is a key part of the marketing budget. Don't just have the marketing budget all about getting awareness, generating awareness for what you're doing, but part of that marketing budget may be customer service and customer experience. Products must be designed for easy support. As you're making products, as you're delivering what you're doing, make it easy for your team to support the needs for customers who may have problems. Reward responsibility and creativity in support. Optimize experiences for the new generations. Now, the new generations of people are not Martians. They still have needs, but they're a new generation and they may need those needs delivered different than you're doing today. Listen, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray, and this has been a special edition of the Rundown with Ramon. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's given you some value in your life. I hope it's a way that you can see to make your world a better place. I encourage you today to go out and tell somebody that you care. Go out and tell somebody that they make a difference. Go out and tell somebody that you appreciate them every single day. See how you can go out and change the world and make it a different place. My name is Ramon Ray, and this is the Rundown with Ramon. Until next time, I will see you on future editions of the Rundown with Ramon. I encourage you to have a great day, be well, be fantastic, and make sure you live life to the fullest. Life is short. Every day, wake up and determine, make a choice that you're going to have the best life possible. My name is Ramon Ray, and this is the Rundown with Ramon. Get to know me better at RamonRay.com or ZoneOfGenius.com. Take care, be blessed, and have an amazing day.